the social issue at the heart of this image is inequality within our education system. And I came upon this issue, as I do most of my social issues, via Facebook. And Facebook's a bit of a sneaky beast, really, isn't it? It recognises the things that we Google and the things that we look up, and uses this information to match to advertisements and different things that pop up on our newsfeed. So for me, that's usually one of three things. Firstly, education. Second is IVF, and the third one is roller derby. So I get a lot of these things pop up on my feed, and this image, it pops up again and again for me, and that tells me one of two things. One, I know the image is more than 12 months old, but it still is reoccurring on my newsfeed regularly. It comes up and it's in people's thoughts and discussions quite often. So that tells me that it's still a social issue that warrants our discussion and our time. This year I was fortunate enough to attend a PD about understanding poverty, and it speaks a lot about the hidden rules of society. Now, while the PD itself really focused on economic diversity and disadvantage, that idea of the hidden rules, I think, is far broader than just economics. And when we talk about standardised testing in NAPLAN, I really feel like the hidden rules of society it's reinforcing them in a really negative way. It tells the kids that struggle with the testing that they are not as worthy as those who do well. They're telling the ones that excel that they're expected to be above others. It places undue pressure on them to stay there and to excel. And it tells those students that fall right in the average bracket, that's what they are, that they're average and that's all they'll ever be. It teaches students that pleasing the man is more important than being an independent thinker, that conforming inside the box is better than exploring the world out there. And in education, I do not believe that you can do that. But look, on a lighter side, when you talk about the hidden rules of society, I found one here that I think was quite funny, so I'll bring that up for you to have a little read at your own leisure. I remember very early on in my university degree that I was doing some teaching rounds at a small country school, and I saw a teacher there have a conversation with a student and the parent, encouraging the student to stay at home on the day of the NAPLAN testing. They didn't want his impending bad grades to reflect poorly on the school's performance. And I can only imagine what that would do to a young student. What would it do to their confidence to be told that they're too dumb to even bother taking the test? Anyway, I'll take a quote now from the Public Pedagogy and the Politics of Resistance, where he states that teachers need to denounce the forms of schooling that marginalise less advantaged students. We shouldn't be encouraging this testing that marginalises these students into little boxes. The image itself is very simple. It's a variety of animals sitting in front of the teacher, with the teacher saying, for a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. And this is the second version of the same picture that I've used here, because this one actually adds the quote by Albert Einstein, which I think just adds extra weight to the argument here that standardised testing does not give an accurate representation of what these students can actually achieve. And all it does is it reinforces those hidden rules that are very hard to break out of.